back with another polling update here. So it looks like we have some information. I believe this is from Angus Reid, that the poll just came out. And what they're saying is really a lot of what a lot of other polls are starting to say, that the Liberals have made a huge climb. Now, a spike that we all predicted. I think we all predicted. I mean, it's once Trudeau gone, we can see how bad it was going for him. He took a big drop here in late December. And ever since then, it looks like some of the Liberals have gotten back their hope. Now, the thing that's also happening is that when you look at the little orange line here, which represents the NDP and Jagmeet Singh, and ever since Trudeau has resigned, and with how weak Singh has been, he has went from 21% to 10%. I mean, that guy is finished. He's 3 points above the Bloc, and the Bloc can only get votes from one province. Like, they're going to be relegated down to 4th place with probably under 10 seats if this is anywhere close to being true. Now, that being said, I do believe that some of these NDP supporters have went over to the Liberals. And yes, Trudeau being gone gives some Liberals some false hope. But 37% of people going back to the Liberal Party. I mean, look at this jump here. They've essentially gained 21 points in less than 2 months. And government's been shut down basically the entire time. So there's obviously a little manipulation going on here, in my opinion. But that being said, you are seeing more and more pollsters do it. Now, it could be for attention. The more polls that come out like this, the more people are going to talk about it, because it drives fear and speculation and all these things that make people curious about, hey, what's really going on here? Now, I really believe that right now the Liberals are probably around 28 to 29%. And that's at the very most. They could be, I predicted they'd be around 25, 26% once Trudeau resigned, but I might have been off by a couple points. But there's no way they have 37% of support. That being said, if the NDP has lost 11% of support and they've also joined the Liberals, that could make things pretty close. And, we were talking about this probably about 6-7 months ago when I was making a video on this subject about how the NDP supporters might just, abandon the Liberals and go back over to support Justin Trudeau at the time. But then you realize that a lot of NDP supporters also hate Trudeau, so they just stay with the NDP. But now that Trudeau's gone, and they don't realize, because NDP supporters aren't very bright, they haven't realized that Mark Carney is just the same. At least yet. Now, that being said, there's also likely some other manipulation going on here, sending polls to more liberal areas, etc. They could be doing a lot of different things. I believe the spike, but this isn't a spike. This is this is ridiculous. But if this is true, that the NDP has lost all that support over to the Liberals, and that's not just a temporary thing, then yeah, the NDP is going to be relegated down to losing party status for sure, which is a good thing. And the Liberals will definitely not only maintain opposition, get opposition, but they might even be able to keep Pierre Poilievre from winning a majority, and that's where things can get really complicated. It is possible, so I've heard, that if Pierre Poilievre does not win a majority, the other parties could team up and keep him from being prime minister. There was a video I did probably about, 10 months ago or so, I think it was in last May, where someone from the Vancouver Sun posted a situation in which they could do it. I then ran it by someone who I know who used to be, used to work for the government, and they said that was true as well. So that's where this gets a little bit dicey. That's where I get a little bit uncomfortable, because if Pierre Poilievre does not win a majority, in my opinion, I don't think he'll be prime minister. And that's where conservatives or people who don't take polls or don't generally vote need to get out and vote and make sure we get these assholes out of Parliament. We cannot have 4 more years of basically Justin Trudeau 2.0. If Carney wins, we're in big, big, big trouble. We already are in big trouble. But if Carney wins, the middle class will be gone within the next 10 years. Probably even quicker than that. The guy's literally done an interview where he said that the world needs globalism right now. I mean, it doesn't get any more terrifying than that, does it? But to people who don't pay attention to politics and really have no idea what's going on and they watch mainstream media, they'll think that, oh, he's good with money. He's a banker. And it's laughable. But they have it in their head that the conservatives are the evil ones and that they're the good ones. Couldn't be the furthest thing from the truth, but that's what they think. And they're allowed to vote, and they're going to vote. And we need to be very, very motivated here, because if some people stay home or get complacent, this could get really, really ugly. This could mean goodbye to the middle class, which means you're only going to be rich or you're going to be poor. And let me tell you something, most people will not be rich. You'll end up being poor. Some of us already are. And there's a lot of people struggling, and this red line here represents a lot of people. It basically represents propaganda. That's how easy it is to propagandize people in this country. They don't even know if Carney's going to be the leader, but they don't even know if he's going to be the leader. But they say if Mark Carney was the leader, they'd vote for him. And most people don't know who he is or what his background is or what he even looks like. Because it's a liberal not named Trudeau, they will vote for him. And because you don't have to have any real reasons to vote, they're allowed to vote. And that's why we need to change the voting laws in this country. Not because of people who are conservatives do that too. Whether you're conservative, NDP, liberal, whoever, you should have to at least be working in politics, in the military, a public servant, or you should be able to just take like an IQ test, a political IQ test, or something like that to be able to vote. If you're a one-issue voter, like, oh, I just don't like the conservatives, or oh, I just don't like the liberals, and you have no reason, you shouldn't be able to vote. It's not fair that person can basically cancel out my vote. Or cancel a military veteran's vote. That's ridiculous. But there's almost no one calling for it, so it's never going to change. But this is the political system we live in, and the political system that we're going to have to deal with. The only good thing about this poll, well, there's two good things about this poll. One is that the conservatives are still winning, and it's likely that they will overperform in the poll, so this 3% deficit is probably closer to 6 or 7 if the Liberals are actually at 37, which I don't think they are. But the other good thing is that Jagmeet Singh has basically buried the NDP. Good. At least we got that. He's likely to lose his own riding. He won't be able to find a new riding to run in. He is very, very unpopular and very unlikable. Because he's a fraud. And he has no real ideas. And people know that. So at least, what this poll is showing is that Jagmeet Singh is on his way out. And it's going to happen pretty soon. He got his pension, I get it. But at least he won't be able to do any more damage in Parliament. Let me know what you guys think. Do you think that Angus Reid is kind of drinking this liberal Kool-Aid right now, or do you think this is accurate? Please don't be shy. I always enjoy reading your guys' comments. Also, please don't forget to like and subscribe, as it really helps grow the channel. Thanks so much, and I'll be back shortly with a new video.